Okay. Hey, friends and family, and whoever else may be watching. Whew. I had a busy day today because I got my car back today. um, Here's my invoice. Let's see if we can find the important part there. How well you can see that, but yeah, that's what it came to, which is actually less than the original estimate. The original estimate was $3,600, and so and that was kind of a good, which I guess you'd call a good guess, because I hadn't really taken the transmission apart yet or anything. So, but yeah, and no, I did not have that laying around. I did not have room on any of my existing credit cards to cover that. Yeah, I had to take out a personal loan to cover that. So that is an extra bill that I technically not just do not need, but technically cannot afford. Um, well, we're gonna try to deal with it anyway, because what choice do I have? I needed the money, and if I don't pay it back, then if I need to do something like that again, they're not going to want to do anything. I mean, it took me 3 tries to get the loan as it was. The first one, I technically got approved for a personal loan, but they didn't want to give me enough. Like I said, the original estimate was for $3,600. Me wanting to be better safe than sorry was asking for $4,000, and the first one I got approved for, they only wanted to give me $1,200, and that's not even cover half of what needs to be done here. So in the second one, they just flat out denied me the second attempt. The third one, I got approved, technically for the whole $4,000, but then they chopped off over $300 in fees. So so that was frustrating. I was just like, what? Um, that was crazy. Because let's see if I can get it looked up here real quick. What was left after they took out fees? Uh, Sorry, I didn't. I was just like, what? But had to be grateful, because it could have been another no. And if you get too many no's, it turns into everything is no, and that doesn't. Yeah. So that wasn't gonna work if everything turned into a no. Okay. So and then here, after they took out their fees, next. Where is it? Okay, that's. There it is. So after they took out their fees, what I actually got from the loan was $3,680. And then I crossed my fingers to go, please don't pass $3,600 here by much, because $3,680 is what I got after they took out over $300 in fees for their whatchamacallit there. loan. So, but that's so tiny, you're not going to be able to see that. But that's where the deposit was. I barely read that crap. so here I am, drowning in debt, because that's not even. So that's $3,200. I gotta pay back that personal loan. This is well, all bills. Um, and this isn't a couple of months worth. This is like most of 1 month's worth. My biggest debt, I guess, would be this one. It's my Discover. And I owe Discover over $7,000. Yep. So, yeah. And no, I didn't do any crazy shopping. That's not how that happened. That happened just doing previous repairs on the vehicle. So, I mean, that's when you got to drive something old and busted. It needs a lot of maintenance, especially because you have no idea how the original owner took care of it, and I suspect the original owner of the Buick was probably not kind to it. But I'm trying to figure out a way I can do this. Is that's okay? So that's down there, and there it is. And trying to figure out a way to share it without sharing too much information. But yeah, there's my current balance on my Discover card. Oh man, I'm just drowning in it. That's and it's my card with the highest limit, and it unfortunately got used up. I mean, that one. That's my Home Depot card, but I have less than $1,000 on that. And basically that usually only gets used for stuff for the house, the house needs. And luckily, so far the house was was a recent flip for a company. No, it wasn't a great flip, because if you look right there behind me, you see that door ain't on there, right? So yeah, that fell off, and it fell off a couple of years ago, and it's sitting down here somewhere. And I took a look at it, and where the holes were reused. The wood is stripped out where the holes were. I thought about getting some wood putty and then trying to put it back up there. But no, haven't been that motivated. Too tired, too depressed, too everything that's wrong. Just overwhelmed with everything that's wrong. So that's not, so that's probably one of the least of my worries right there. The gas bill came in. We do have gas heat for the house, but we're not in Ohio. We're in southern we're in southern Nevada. So this was a gas bill for heating the house in Ohio. It would easily be, what do you call it? Probably between $200 to $300. Trying to keep the house warm through Ohio freezing temperatures in the winter, but this one was only $57.39. In the summertime, when we don't have to heat, this bill is basically non-existent. It might be $18 at the most in the summertime, and depending on. I mean, I do have a gas stove, and the hot water heater, yeah, is gas. So those are the only appliances I have that use gas, and so that it has never been a big issue. And here as far as heating the house is concerned, what I did kind of was a little unexpected was my NB energy bill. Accidentally, with everything that's going on, missed paying my last electric bill, so I had a double bill that I just had to cough up, and it could have been a lot worse because it's not summer. Okay, summer here is when you will get your outrageous electric bill because it's what you're using to cool your home, keep your home from roasting to death in the 110-degree weather summers. 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. But yeah, it's not, so that's not like I missed a summer bill. The summer electric bills, yeah, those are your
110 degrees Fahrenheit is 43 degrees Celsius.
Cherokee says 110 degrees Fahrenheit is 43 degrees Celsius. Okay. This nosy body listening to me in the background. But yeah, so summer will definitely around here, if you don't have if you're trying to keep the house super cool or whatnot, yeah, you can easily spend over $200, $300 cooling your house in the summertime. We don't try to keep the house super cool. I usually have, 110 degree out. If it's 80, I try to keep it, 80 in here. So 80's a little on the warm side in the house, but my arthritis doesn't mind that. Right, heating the house right now, I would actually like to keep it a little warmer in here. I got it set at like 74, and my arthritis is complaining. My arthritis don't like chili, nothing. Chili, nothing. No, chili, no. So yeah, so that is, whew. And then my Capital One is it could be worse. It's just under $1,200. But my limit, I think, is like 1,300 or something. So it's basically maxed out. I only have how much estimated stuff. Yeah, my credit limit for them is 1,300, and I've got, so they're basically maxed out with my, what do you call it? So just one of the basics here without sharing too much. Oops. But yeah, that's that stuff. So just under 1,200 owed on that. And yeah, it's just I just I cannot I can't get recovered because every time I think we're gonna get ahead, something goes wrong. That we're past this, we're past that, and something goes wrong. And on top of it, Cherokee's medical, you know, people when they hear that my children are special needs people, Cherokee's autistic, things like that, they go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I am not sorry, because that means that she qualifies for assistance that she wouldn't qualify for if she was a quote unquote normal person. She'd be out there struggling in a way that I don't wish on nobody, because that's what I'm doing. I've got a couple of doctor bills here. These are not for her; they're for me. So after we were able to get the car today, of course, the first thing we needed to do was, even with the help that we got from some friends and some, we actually had two grocery drop-offs from church, and and the one lady, when she did the first little care package, she picked up Cherokee's meds for her, so she's got her meds. Cherokee's meds are in her stuff. I usually don't have to worry too much about her stuff, because most of her stuff is covered. Of course, what's not covered comes out of my pocket. But there's usually not much that's not covered until we get to dental. And she's got like Zippo dental coverage. I don't know what it is. They think just because you're poor you shouldn't have teeth. That's not right. So I was able to get my meds picked up today, which that worked out really well, because my first, this is my refill, and I took my last pill of my other bottle this morning. So without this, I wouldn't have meds for tomorrow or the next day, and they gave me a 3-month supply, which is like awesome, because that means I'm not trying to get there every month to pick up the stupid refill for something I'm gonna take for the rest of my freaking life. This is something that wasn't covered. Anyone want to pay for that? That one's not too bad. It's $37.15. That wasn't covered. For some radiology stuff. That was for me, because I'm having hip problems. I'm at that age where stuff is starting to fall apart. And then this is the actual from the doctor's office. And what I currently owe them is $174.94. Oh, that one right there. That's just regular doctor's fees that aren't covered by my insurance from work. And that isn't even the full fee altogether, because I actually made a payment on this before the car went wonky, and so I had already paid $76 towards those fees before the car went wonky, and that was something else. But the good part here is my warranty for the transmission rebuild is 1 year or 12,000 miles, whichever comes first. One of the things that happens when you live out in a rural area like me is you do a lot of driving. Because you're not just to go to work, but also just to do things like go to the grocery store and go to doctor's appointments. Yeah, you can't get food delivered out here. No. There isn't any PT out here either. PT, public transportation. So no, and no Uber or Lyft drivers out here. Uber or Lyft drivers are in the city. You know, and that is, if I had been in the city when the car did this, I would have been able to get back and forth to work using Uber or Lyft. But there's no PT, there's no Uber and Lyft way out here in the boonies, and so to keep from being fired because I couldn't get to work because my car was stuck in at the transmission shop. There they go. That's them at Co Transmissions, and it's more of a what I would call like a mom and pop kind of deal there. I didn't actually get to see their shop for the first time until today. They actually had to be able to get my vehicle and pay the rest of the bill. They had to send a gentleman drive. This is what we do. This is how we cope with this, is somebody drives my fixed vehicle to pick me up with my own vehicle to drive back out to the shop to pay the bill off for their work. And usually I have most of my work done at the Brake Masters in Bullhead there. But this was a little beyond them, because for them to do it at the Brake Masters, because they can't do a rebuild, would have been easily more than twice that what I paid today. Because they would have had to do a whole new transmission. Or as APCO could do, as a transmission shop, they could do a rebuild and not have to do a whole new transmission. And I'm running a lot longer than I usually do, but I have got a lot going on, and I am just overwhelmed. Because it's trying to get things done, because I got, I had Cherokee with me while I pick up the car because we needed to go to the grocery store, because despite the help we got, our church stopped by twice. First time brought her meds and a little care package, and then they came back by again a second time with another box, a care package for us for Christmas. Work, my job. I work with some of the most awesome people, and they are extended family for me at my job. One of my managers came out with freaking groceries, and we needed it. I wish they had gotten a list from us, because when they're doing things like that, and necessarily it looks a little hodgepodge together, but people have everybody has different eating habits. So sometimes you get some stuff you don't really need, or that you don't eat. So I got a little bag off to the side there that I need to find a food pantry for some stuff that we got that we're not going to use. It's not something that we need or consume. So just and it wasn't much, it was actually just one little grocery bag of stuff that was gonna pan out for us. I don't know how I managed to fit all that milk than that little refrigerator over there. I mean, it's not like a mini fridge or a snack fridge. It's an apartment size fridge. The house did not come with a refrigerator, and for the first several months we were in the house, we didn't have a fridge at all, and we got by on what I'm very careful with shopping, to put things in a couple of coolers, like picnic coolers. I have one big picnic cooler, and then I have a smaller lunch size picnic cooler that we were using to keep things in. And I have a counter height freezer that I have had for, I think that thing must be like 20 years old. Um, because it left Ohio with me. Okay, I bought that when I still lived in Ohio when the kids were little, and they ain't little no more. I think that thing is almost 20 years old. I've had to have it fixed once in all the time that I've had it. Now, it is not frost free, so I do have to take it out and defrost it, which is not hard here. I try to make sure it gets a good defrost before winter sets in, because it can be hard to defrost it in the cooler weather here for the winter time here, because it does get freezing, especially overnight. Um, and it's not usually warm enough during the day to really, and not enough sun to thaw it and defrost it properly during the winter. But between that little freezer and the two coolers, that's what we were doing our best to get by with. Um, Luckily, I finally was able to get my hands on this apartment size fridge. No, it's not adequate quite for us, um, but we managed to get by with it because of the size of it, the smaller size. We don't often buy full size gallons of milk, you know. And they came when they showed up with groceries for us. They got us full on gallons of milk, and we usually only buy a half gallon at a time, just because there's not enough room to have everything in there like that. So tomorrow I'm gonna have another busy day, because the one of the things that I was needing to do that I haven't done, um, is the car is due for an oil change. So I knew that before it broke down, and I was getting ready to pick my day for that. I was planning my next day off to get that done. But unfortunately, the car broke down first and ended up, you know, what happened. Uh, and so it still needs its oil change. I got to get that done tomorrow. And I have a headlight out. So this is whoever designed this for the headlights is an idiot, because a light bulb should not be that hard to change, because I've had to do it before on the passenger side, and now I got the light bulb out on the driver's side, and I'm not happy. That's all I can say about that. So I gotta get a replacement bulb, and I gotta find some help to get that damn bulb in and out, because it's not made easily accessible in any way, shape, or form. Um, no. So I have to get on top of that before I end up with a ticket for not having a light out. Um, and the other thing I gotta do is stop by work and let them know I've got my car. We need to get me back off of the LOA. The LOA stands for leave of absence. It's of course an unpaid leave of absence, but that's the only way to keep from losing my job while I've been trapped at home for the last few weeks. Um, Basically, you know, the whole month of December. Because when was that? I got that. Ugh, dang it! Really, give me. So, but yeah, it was basically the car broke down like the first week of the month. I forget it was. I just remember it was a Friday. I try not to focus too hard on it because I'm just losing my mind. But yeah, because I got to get that fixed so that I can get back to work, start earning a paycheck again. But but in the meantime, we're just drowning in the debt. And even once I'm earning my proper paycheck again, I'm still not going to be earning enough to overcome what I'm drowning in right now. So yeah, help.
And don't forget our new plumbing issue.
Oh my Lanta, I didn't even want to think about that. We are having a plumbing issue at the like I said, it doesn't stop. I can't overcome anything because it's always one thing, next thing. You know, my mom died December 26th this year. My mom will have been gone a whole year. And I still haven't recovered financially from that. Because I took care of that. And I probably should have asked for some help with that. I did get a little help, but not like I really needed. Because right on top of that, the car had a big issue, and that was a $4,000 issue, and yeah. But yeah, we're having some plumbing issues. Our water's running okay, but we're having a drainage issue. We don't have we're not tied to any city sewer or anything like that. Right here, we have a septic system, and but we seem to have a clog. Yeah. So right now, we have to be very careful about using the bathroom. So right now, we have set up in each of our bathrooms our human litter boxes. Um, if you a human litter box, do I need to explain this? I don't want to. Okay. Basically, two big 5-gallon buckets with trash can liner in it. Um, some pine pellets like you would use. It's technically cat litter, type of cat litter. And yeah, we're having a good old time.
We did buy something legal for us.
Yeah, we bought some stuff that we're gonna try and run through the system, and hopefully it clears out the clogs and everything's running again. But yeah, I'm looking at yeah, yeah. Afford this. You know, if I had to call a plumber out here, we don't even want to go there because just to show up out here, it'll be a minimum $500 for somebody to just show up and look. That's it. Not fix anything. To show up and look at it. And how do I know this? I know this from when we had a busted pipe out in the backyard a couple of years ago. That's how I know that. I cried when that man said $500 just to show up and look at it. And he was the only one who would come. So what choice did I have? Because a lot of plumbers, electricians, and whatnot, when they hear where I live, will not come this far. That's it. They won't come. No. They're making good money right where they are, and they don't need my business out here in the sticks. So yeah, so I'm trying to solve that myself. I'm hoping I can fix that myself. Um, and my last thing that the car is going to need soon, um, but I should be able to put that off until I get my pathetic little income tax return. But yeah, the car needs tires. Um, like I said, when you live out in a rural area like this, you do a lot of driving, which means more frequent oil changes, more frequent tire rotations, more frequent tire replacements. Um, all the other maintenance that you might be able to get away with on your vehicle, doing on your vehicle once or twice a year when you live someplace like yeah, I mean, if you live close enough that you either have a short drive to work, or maybe you can just hop on the bus and not even take your own vehicle, or yeah, there's no convenience about living out here. It's not.
We live out here because we had to.
Yeah, we
We're
live.
being priced out of rental.
We got priced out of the rental market. We live out
Bought
here.
a house out of desperation.
We bought a house out of desperation. She's right,
She had a part-time job at the time.
and I managed to do it with my job only being part-time at the time. Yeah, I don't ask me. But yeah, I need to stop talking because I'm way over how long I usually talk, and yeah, nobody's gonna sit through all of that. But yeah, help. All right, but even though we're not having what I would call a Merry Christmas, we still wish if you're somebody who celebrates that you're having a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or a Happy Kwanzaa, whatever your holiday you're celebrating, or if you're not celebrating, we still wish you the best, and and that's whether you're doing anything to help us or not. Nobody should be struggling this hard. Whew. But it is what it is. And all you can do is deal with things as best you can, and try not to drown in it all. And so, peace in your hearts and in your lives. I wish that for you. Even though it's totally elusive for me, I still wish it for everyone else. Yes, peace.